Simultus Functional Training, Part 3. Connecting the function block outputs and inputs. The method of connecting function blocks has been described in Connecting the Blocks chapter of the manual. We connect function blocks in the following way. After inserting blocks into the diagram, we need to left-click on the block output, and then on the input of the block to which we want to connect the chosen signal. If we want the line representing the signal to bypass any of the function blocks, or we just want to route it along the chosen path, then during the connection we click the left mouse button on the points through which the line should pass. To move the connection line, we select it and drag it with the mouse. We can create an additional line break by dragging its first or last segment vertically. By doing so, we divide it into two parts. We can perform this division multiple times. Making a loop on the signal line automatically deletes it. At any time, we can simplify the connection by right-clicking and selecting the appropriate function from the pop-up menu. The connection between blocks can be hidden. Before we do that, it's a good idea to assign a name to it. We do this by double-clicking the left mouse button on the connection near the block's input or output. After giving the connection a name, we can hide it by using the pop-up menu or the Shift-S keyboard shortcut. It is worth hiding connections between blocks when the diagram begins to grow. A large number of connections between the blocks can turn the diagram unreadable. A hidden connection appears when we move the mouse over the block outputs or inputs. Signals from one output are automatically given the same name. Pointing the mouse at the block's output will result in appearing of all the signals connected to it, while pointing to the input, only one connection will appear, the one leading to the signal source. There are several important rules for connecting blocks. Inputs and outputs of function blocks have a specific type, marked with the following letters: B for a binary signal, I for integers, and R for real numbers. The first and most important rule is the ability to connect together only the same type of outputs and inputs. There is also an exception that we'll cover in a moment. Therefore, it's impossible to connect the real output to the binary input. We also cannot connect the real signal output to the integer's input. It's possible, though, to perform the opposite. This is the only exception the program allows us to make. That is, we can connect the integer's output to the real input. This is possible due to the mathematical principles. A set of integers is contained within the real numbers set. Another rule is that you cannot perform algebraic loops. Such a loop is created when the block output is connected to its input, or to the block input that is connected to it. Detection of such a connection will be reported as an error upon compilation. This is because we cannot calculate the output from a block by using a source that directly depends on it. However, feedback loops are often used in control systems. That is why we can create such a feedback in Simultus. To do this, we need to use a register or a tag intermediating in the signal transmission. The following example shows how to do this via the VR7 register. This connection will not be reported by the compiler as an error. It results directly from the compilation rules. Their details can be accessed in the Program Operation chapter found in the manual. After the compilation, we can check the order of the blocks. Let's note that the source block with the signal from the VR7 register is executed by our program earlier than writing the value to this register, which is done in step number 8. Therefore, in our calculations, we use the value entered into the register in the previous cycle of the program. That is why we are not dealing with an algebraic loop in this particular case.